And of course, to give us a better perspective of this, we are now joined by Dr. Hamid Reza Gholamzadeh, who is live from Tehran. He is the Deputy for International Affairs at the Tehran Municipality and Secretary General of the Asian Mayors Forum. Welcome to the show, Dr. Gholamzadeh. Do you think Israel will aim at Iran's nuclear sites, which of course risks a much bigger conflict? And if it does attack the nuclear sites, is Iran capable of defending itself?
Thank you very much for having me. The scale of the attack that was carried out last night shows us that the Israelis are incapable of protecting themselves. So the operation, according to a statement by the IRGC, was like some hypersonic missiles targeted the radar systems of Arrow 2 and 3, as you just reported about the defense system. And after that, they could easily actually have the impact of ballistic missiles targeting some military bases and other targets that they announced that. So with this situation, Israelis are now well informed that they are not able to stand against the Iranian missiles, and if there is going to be a full-fledged war, the Israelis are going to be the loser of the game. Of course, they want to have a war, but not some war that includes themselves. They are trying to have a war between Iran and the United States, both of which are actually reluctant to have a war. So with that situation, what I would expect to just from the Israelis is a face-saving operation, which would be some sabotage or some infiltration to damage some infrastructure. I don't expect it to be successful about targeting nuclear facilities. Maybe minor damages that we have experienced in the past, like what happened in Natanz years ago. So it might be just like that, or adhering to some terrorist cells inside the country who have been infiltrated by the terrorist groups that we have a lot in this region, unfortunately. And that's all. Because this time, if there is going to be a further attack by the Israelis, Iran is very decided to respond again and more strongly. So what happened last night is going to be totally different if there's going to be another round operation from Iranian side to respond to a potential attack by the Israelis.
So, Dr. Gholamzadeh, you say that a nuclear attack will be kept at bay and Israel kind of finds itself in a weakened position. However, as per reports, with the elimination of Ibrahim Raisi and the passing of Iran's proxy's high-profile chief and the commanders, reports do say that Iran is in a weakened position. Do you think that is the case? And there's, of course, also reports of division in Tehran over the next course of action. Is that true? If so, what is Iran's stand? How does it decide to progress from here on?
What happened to President Raisi, it doesn't have anything to do with the Israelis or any enemies. There have been official reports and full scrutinies that it was because of the bad weather and the unfortunate situation happened. It doesn't have anything to be actually considered for the power of the enemies of Iran. But yes, they managed to assassinate Mr. Haniyeh inside Tehran. That was a big damage. They managed to target many commanders and Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah. It is a big damage, but it doesn't mean that it is from a position of power. The conflict between Iran and the Zionist regime has been in place for many years. Even before the Islamic Revolution, Iranians were against Israel and the occupation of the Palestinian land. So this fight has been going on for many decades, and it has its ups and downs. What we are seeing right now is that the resistance network, including Iran, Hezbollah, Yemen, and the others, are still playing a rational role. So they are still playing as a rational actor. But it is the Israelis who have actually stopped this position, and they are acting irrationally. So if we want to analyze the situation, we should believe that Israelis are doing these things because of their weakness at the battleground in Palestine. So they failed to defeat Hamas in Gaza Strip. They made huge damages. They killed tens of thousands of people, but they failed to defeat Hamas. So because of that, they decided to move toward Lebanon and target them and use intelligence services and intelligent operations like pager explosions and then assassination of the commanders. These passing of the red lines, crossing the red lines, shows that they have no other choice because they are feeling an existential threat against their very existence. And so because of that, they are doing whatever they could do. But on the other side, Iran, Hezbollah, and the others are just showing restraint, and they are still working rationally to consider what would be the benefits of each step to take. So the resistance network is in no rush to eliminate the Zionist regime or to put an end to them. There is no rush into that. So they are fighting to defend Palestinians. So they are fighting to change the situation in Gaza Strip and West Bank, where Israelis are committing a genocide and they're killing many people. Just nearly 50,000 people have been killed so far officially. It might be more than that. So the situation, if you look at it more widely and more analytically, is in favor of the resistance network rather than the Israelis.
So, Dr. Gholamzadeh, the reason why I brought in Ibrahim Raisi's passing was just to give a sense of what reports claim in terms of Iran's strength geopolitically. However, what we want to understand here is, should Iran find itself in the face of an attack, how do you think Iran will react? How do you think it will position itself in such an eventuality should it happen?
Last time in April, when Iran wanted to retaliate the incident in Damascus, it announced beforehand and it prepared everyone, and the Americans, British, and many other countries came to help Israel in defending the missiles. And Iran was not actually intending to target people or facilities. It just wanted to show that it can pass through the defense system. But this time, Iran did not do it like that, and it was actually during the early hours of night, and many people were actually watching live that what is going to happen. I was on the street and I saw actually the missiles going through the sky to the skies, and then it was live on TV, state TV here in Iran. We were seeing how the impact is being actually recorded by the cameras. If there's going to be any further steps from the Israelis, there would be another retaliation from the Iranian side, and it's going to be much stronger than this. We had a change in the government and we had a change in the policies, but the decision is such decisions is such thing that is decided by the Supreme National Security Council. And in this council, it is not just the government. They have less than half of the voting members, and the rest of them are the other heads of branches of power, the other individuals, military commanders, and a combination of all the entities that form the establishment inside Iran. And it is a decision. If they did not react to Ismail Haniyeh's assassination in the past, it was the decision of this Supreme Council. And if they did respond last night, it is because of the decision of the same council. So we have change in policies, we have change in the government, but it is not basic policies. So security of the country is not something that can be changed from the government to the other one, or from this party to the other party, or from this camp to other camp. It is something that is decided at the highest level of the government, and so there is not much change from Raisi to Pezeshkian, because, as I said, it is a total decision made by the whole establishment.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hamid Reza Gholamzadeh, for joining us with your inputs on the broadcast today.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.